Pete, did Joe Musso get you excited for the matchup between the Bears and Commanders?
I really did. I was missing the Mafia reference this time around. I wanted that one. By the way me and Brady are picking games, we should get the abuse that Carson Wentz got from Ron Rivera. I mean, my God.
One thing I will say is that Pete's best bets have come through this season. He's 4-1 in best bets, but the guys, again, with a sub-500 week. That's why we've decided to split them up this week. We had to get you guys away from each other. There were too many agreements. You guys are shadowing each other. I think this is the week that we get it going again. That's Pete Prisco. That's Brady Quinn.
By the way, you're right. He's doing what he did at Notre Dame, cheating off of my paper like he did in class at Notre Dame to get all those.
And not the right answers off of your paper like I'm sure he found at Notre Dame. Hey, let's start with the game. We're not going to spend more time than we need to on this one, but it is the Thursday night or the standalone game, and the total, which started at 40, Pete, is down to 38.
That means there's not going to be a lot of points in this game, and you wouldn't expect to be a lot of points in this game. Usually on a short week, that's a problem, and these two offenses are bad. Although Carson Wentz, it's weird. He took a lot of crap from the media and the coaches last week, including Ron Rivera, and he didn't play that poorly. But at the end of the game, you just knew he wasn't throwing the touchdown pass to win it because he's Carson Wentz. He put up some good numbers last week. I think he'll go in here, and they have the better offense. I think they'll score more. It's not going to be a lot, but they'll find a way to win this.
Jeez, he's Mr. Thursday night, Brady.
That's right. He's had a lot of success on Thursday night. I'm not sure that necessarily matters in this particular matchup just because they're playing on Thursday night. I think it's going to have more to do with, his comfort with going up against the Matt Eberflus coach defense that it didn't really look its best last week versus Minnesota, as what Kirk Cousins was, I think, perfect pretty much for the first half of that game. So Carson Wentz should be licking his chops. But Pete said something that's true. I mean, look, Carson Wentz is not the problem with this Washington team. Defensively, they've struggled. Chase Young, obviously not even back with his team yet, considering the injury he suffered, and probably hasn't been the player that they drafted him and hoped he would be. I'm sure Ron Rivera saw flashes of maybe Julius Peppers or the second coming of that. They haven't had much of a ground game. Their offensive line has had injury issues. The bottom line is, say what you want about Carson Wentz at the end of the game, and yeah, it looked a little ugly, but it was probably the only reason they were in that game. So, I think I believe in him more, and especially at the end of the game, if there is a drive, they have to go get points. I believe in the Washington Commanders' ability to do that more so than I do Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears, even though they're playing at home. So it's a pick 'em. I'll take Washington. I just think they're a little bit more of the more explosive team, better team. But Pete, I don't know about you. That sent a signal to me that Ron Rivera is feeling some pressure, that he would just outright throw his quarterback under the bus. And I know he defended himself and talked to the team about it and talked to Carson Wentz about it. But when you have to have the media follow up with you to expound on that and then really dive into what did you mean when you just said quarterback, that probably means somewhere in the back of my mind, he's putting a lot of blame here on Carson Wentz.
Well, I mean, he should put a lot of blame on his defense. Defense has been bad. I mean, this is a team, and Ron Rivera's calling card is his defense, and they've been really bad on that side of the ball.
Second straight year.
Yeah. I mean, remember last year they were supposed to be the defense was supposed to carry them to the postseason, and they didn't. Now, they've had some injuries there, obviously Chase Young being one of them, but you got to be better than what you are on defense, and that's his calling card. So calling out Carson Wentz was a little out of character for Ron Rivera.
You have Washington ranked dead last in your power rankings, but you think they're going to win this game.
Yeah.
So how are they last?
Well, you can be last and win, and then you're not last next week.
All right. All right, so the guys both like Washington to win that pick-em.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.